It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the invitation to the Croatian Architects Association and to the Mies van der Rohe Foundation to give such meaning to a very small project, as you will see. Do you see it focused? Is it focused? No?
From the first row is not.
No? Okay. So this is Portugal and Spain. The Piódão is right in the center. It's in the middle of a system of mountains that splits the country into significantly different climates. On the north side, we have the influence of the ocean, of the Atlantic Ocean, and from there to the south, we have a Mediterranean climate. And this system of mountains, because of the height and the presence of the ocean, has the lowest temperatures and the highest rains in the country. So this is Piódão on the right side, in the middle of the mountains, and there the left point is where we live in Coimbra, where we work. And Piódão is in the middle of this schist or shale, I don't know how you say it here, mountains, the rock schist, yeah. And it's in the middle of, it's a geography full of valleys going on every direction. So every valley has its own micro world apart from the other valleys. So it's a very remote place. People used to live on subsistence farming and shepherds. Shepherds would go to the north. This is the highest point here of the country. So shepherds would go there on summer and back to the lower parts on winter, till almost now. It used to be, it's still like this. So this is Piódão is on the south end of the valley that goes to the north. And it's a very small village facing southwest. A very, very compact village. As you see, everything is made of schist. It's a very remote place. The road was built in the 90s, so till 20 years ago, or 30, it was very, very difficult to get there. And maybe because of that, it still remains quietly untouched. So you can see the architecture of the slopes of the farming all around the village. So the village, as I was saying, is facing southwest, and the project that was asked to us was to convert the only horizontal space into a square that was already there, actually, and the reconversion of a building, which is the tourist office on the south side of that flat space. As you can see, it's a recent building in concrete structure, then filled with schist on the facades. And you can see that is the only building which is badly oriented. It's facing north. So this square that was mainly already there was like a space that would leak into the road, as you could see on the image before. It was like a continuity of the roads, of the road. So it was acting like it was serving as a parking lot for several years, and this was how we met this place. Cars were fighting with people in the terraces. You can see that how cars are in the shade and people are in the sun. And all the floor was already in schist, was fully damaged and held by the passage of cars. So there was here at the right side. This is the entrance of this space. At the right side, there is the tourist office, and there had been a lot of interventions, as you can see there on the wall below, on the base of the church, and here on the right side, there were a lot of punctual interventions with no idea of a wall. So our first decision was to enclose this space, and we did it with planting several trees to enclose this space, mainly for two reasons: to make it a more secure place and for cars not to enter, and to define the space, because the space was leaking to the road. There was no definition. You can see it there on the left side. We made this grid of trees, allowing just for emergency cars to pass. But the idea is that this space could be somewhere enclosed and defined, and at the same time, this would change the way people would recognize this place. Because until then, and till now, the trees are growing, but you would see this place from the road, from the distance. And now the idea is that when trees are grown, you can only see this church and the facade and this village after passing through the shades of these trees. Well, the second decision was to solve the problem of the pavement. And what we tried to do was, as there was no hierarchy, or we didn't want to impose one, in any of this geometry, we decided to make a circle, a geometry with no direction, so that it could create unity on this place. And it would gather the existing statue and the existing trees. And in a subtle way, it would create unity for this space. Then all the other pavement around, all this is schist, is the same material of the land, of the mountain, and all the rest of the pavement would go like a carpet into the limits of the existing factory. The third thing we did was to try to create a serene background to this space, and we take off all this noise, these interventions around the existing buildings and on the slope. We try to clean it all and make we create a new limit, a new height for this facade, and we cleaned all we could in a very subtle way to make a serene background for the square. This happened. We used the intervention in the building of the tourist office to arrange or to clean or to clear both sides on the right and on the left, on the base of the church, as you will see. The intervention on the building, it's very simple. It basically was divided then in two parts, and it had an exterior stairs, and we cleaned everything we could. We left only the structure. Then we solved all the infrastructure and connections and all the necessary parts, and we just left the space empty to be appropriated. It works as a tourist office on the ground floor, and as a museum in the upper floor. So then that's it. We mainly left it as it was. We mainly cleaned it and left it as it was to be appropriated. And The intervention also included, we've made a pair of shades to protect the entrance of the tourist office. It rains a lot, so it's necessary. And we made another one in the same system, in a very traditional system, structure of a wooden structure, and I don't know the word. To this, all the roofs of the village are made in a black stone. It's the same we used in these small shades. Slate. And then we also had the same furniture for all the terraces around the square, so it would get like a more serene atmosphere to the place. So now I'm passing some images of it. Here you can see that the trees are still very small. They are growing and creating shade. Each year it's getting better. So the intervention seeks to continue a local material culture through the use of traditional materials and construction systems, collaborating for popular acceptance. The strategy involves doing little, discovering the minimal intervention that achieves the transformation of the space. The square is unveiled. Maybe it was already there, but was not visible. The space is returned to people, free and unprogrammed, open to appropriation. Contemporaneity coexists with vernacular architecture in a smooth way. In the end, the project disappears, and the place seems like it has always been this way. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions for João or for Ivan? Okay. No? Okay, I have one question for... So, there it is.
Thank you for the presentation. I have just one question, because you said the space is now open to be appropriated. And how does that work? Like, is the space literally open? Can people approach someone? Right in, like, how can it be used?
We've been there with, the last time with Culture, with Out and About, the program of this Mies. We did a talk. I didn't talk about it, but we also placed some park benches, these wooden park benches, and they were supposed to be stuck to the floor, and they didn't do it. So now it's working very fine, because people are adapting it to arrange several ways of gathering together. We did this talking about in the shades of these trees, and the space is totally open. So there were people coming with motorcycles. There were kids playing football. We got to dance because there were music and people were coming. I don't know. It's being. We say we left it to be appropriate because we just put the carpet, like a carpet on it, and we didn't impose any ways of using it. So yes, it's open, and the last time we've been there, it had a lot of activity in different ways. It's very nice. Comparison to the way we found it at the first time, it's incredible, the change. Very nice. Don't know if I answered.
cars are always a hot topic. So what did you do with the cars?
It was one of the most difficult problems to solve. To do it, we had to gather with the community in there, in the old building, and that was the most difficult part. We got the nearest parking plots on the access road. There are several parking plots, and the first 5, I think, are just for the people, the locals. It's not a big place, so it could be solved like this. But there are cars along the roads. So you take from anywhere 1 hour to get there. It's quite easy to walk 50 meters, you know. But even though it was the most difficult part.
Okay. Anyone else? So I have one more question. As you're here as an emerging artist, as an emerging architect, and we haven't seen any of other of your projects, could you tell us more about the beginning of your praxis? Because you started working alone in the middle of a heavy crisis in Portugal, that was early 2010s. Could you tell us more about what happened before this project and what experience with designing and building led to this project?
Sure. Yeah, shortly. Yes. The main interest we have now, so this was 2018, we started working together in 2014. The most important thing, the most changing moment of our career was going to Australia. We went to the Glen Market Masterclass in 2015 in the summer. And it changed completely the way we are looking through architecture since then. It has a lot to do with this. It's quite difficult to say how, but the respect with the existing culture, the common sense on trying to use the less amount of matter or of energy to get the most of it. We are working on PhD thesis on these kind of issues, on energy and so, and we won in the last years a couple of public housing competitions, we think because of thinking like this. We don't have more time to show you more, we would love to, but we are a very small studio, we are 6 now. We have never been so many. It was very difficult. I ended in 2008. Paulo ended in 2010. There was the crisis, the peak of the crisis. We never met these moments of craziness where everything was possible. So we tried to. We began. By having to do very cheap projects, designs. We started with houses, and people had no money. So the banks wouldn't give money, so we had to start by doing houses on half of the price that they costed a year before. And we started like that. We never met other way of doing things. So now that things have started to go better, and we have bigger things and better clients, we have the same way of looking through things. If we could do the same with half the energy, we will do it. I think that's mainly it.